Not Tokyo Drift.
Can't disagree with that.
Tokyo Drift doesn't make the top 500.
Tokyo Drift was my favorite.
You're one of those, eh?
Well, I'll have you know.
All right, he's off the podcast forever.
I'll look through the
Then,
top.
Jabroni. Jabroni of the week. Go see Ian.
Oh, man.
Yeah, motherfucker. We're gonna take it up a few notches right now. See if y'all can keep up. Wanna give a motherfucker sucker.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 60 of the ScruffCast. I'm Dan.
I'm John.
And special guest.
Hello, my name is Ian.
Special guest Ian on the podcast. Friend of the show. Long-time listener.
Yeah,
So he tells us.
Thanks for joining us on the show.
No problem. I hope I can live up to the Kalon standard of this show.
Probably not. He's someone very high. Very stinky, too.
All right. Well, I wonder if he's gonna reach out to try and get back on the podcast to compete.
Yeah, I know. Well, once you hear someone else cut on here, well, I gotta go
really
piss on the
wanna
chair
compete
again to
with
claim my
Kalon.
space.
Kalon is one person I do not want to compete with, so he can have that title.
Okay, so today we have our special guest Ian on the show. He decided to stop by the studio and do the podcast with us.
Of course.
Should be fun. He just has to talk loud.
Yeah, sorry about that.
He's a very quiet talker.
I know.
Or maybe we're just very loud. I think that's more
That's
so what
true.
it is.
Maybe we bring up the average.
I think we're just loud. Maybe we should talk quieter.
All
But
right.
we will not be able to do that, obviously. All right.
You know what? A wise man once said, by the name of Big Time Tommy on Instagram, "Don't water yourself down if I can't handle you at 100 proof."
What's his thing? Keep it. What is it? No. He's got like
keep it old school. OS for life.
OS for life.
Yeah, you guys gotta follow this guy on Instagram. I think it's Big Time Tommy. Just search for him and
You
you'll
show
find
me
him.
videos. It's hilarious.
Yeah, this like
OS
short,
for life.
chunky guy with a cigar, and that was his.
Oh,
Hey,
is that the guy
it's
from,
Tommy. He
New
was-
Jersey or whatever? Like,
Yeah, I think so. And he's like, "Here's my thought of the day: don't water yourself down if somebody can't handle you at 100 proof." So there you go. You got to handle us at whatever volume we come in at. And if you
Okay.
don't like it, then too bad.
All right. So as usual, we're gonna jump right into the question to ponder. So our question to ponder. Oh yeah, but we weren't here last week.
Oh yeah, by the way,
Yeah,
we took
which
a
I'm sure everybody noticed, or maybe they
week
didn't.
break.
To be honest
We
with you,
just
they
catch
may
up.
not have even noticed.
Uncle Sheldon probably won't even know until Howard Stern goes on vacation
Yeah,
again.
and then he can listen to episodes 5 and 6 at that point. Like we'll all be dead by the time he finally gets to this episode. All right. So the question to ponder from 2 weeks ago: if you could make one thing in the world that's currently illegal, legal, what would you choose? John, you want to start us off?
So my thought is I would make fraud legal, but like
What?
That's
a specific type of fraud,
crazy.
like the type where you're just getting scammed because you're dumb. It's like, what? I couldn't believe it. It was too good to
Like
be
the
true.
African princes and stuff like that?
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. It's
Just
like totally legal.
Buy this $200 iTunes card and I'll give you $1 million.
Yeah, or like, well, it's kind of tough because, sometimes old people get scammed.
Yeah.
But that was my first thought. Like a crime where it's just the other person was stupid.
Well,
so you have to
Vuvu
take
getting
their money.
scammed?
Vuvu, he's going to beat them with his cane. He's going to...
Run him over
It's
on
going to
his
be like a
little
medieval
powerless
times...
Jeep.
Yeah, medieval times joust. He's going to like get the cane in one hand. He's got the scooter.
But don't you actually
His
feel
scooty.
bad for those people that are actually too dumb to realize that it's a scam? Like,
That's their fault. That's why it's legal now.
So you just want to fraud people. That's the whole point of
Oh,
this.
yeah, I'd be all in on this, too.
Portuguese prince over here.
Yeah. Hey, I'm from Madeira, and I have a lot of gold coins.
Lots of gold coins in Madeira.
What gift card would you ask for?
Visa gift card.
Classic.
exactly.
Spend it on anything, yeah.
There you go.
Good thinking. You don't just need to buy apps.
No.
You can buy anything. All right.
That'd be
Ian,
my choice.
you got one?
I'm thinking more loco, but like drinking in parks. I feel like that should be illegal.
You son of a bitch. You swiped that one right from me.
Really? That was
the
gonna be
same
yours?
thing I had, yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
That's a good pick because if you can like smoke weed outside legally now, why can't you drink?
It just seems dumb to hide a can of beer in a like Elsevier bag.
It's so stupid. Like
it's
why?
a dumb rule.
If I want to go for a nice like evening walk down the street, down a path, why can't I just bring a beer with me? What's the big deal? Like
Yeah.
I could get wasted in my house and just walk down the street. It's the same thing. Like I'm so drunk in public.
True.
Like, well, like, you know what I mean? Like, I get, like, oh, we don't want drunk people walking around, but people can just get drunk and walk anyway.
Yeah.
They don't have to do it while they're walking, but they can
The
just...
Raptors parade, too. Like, drunk people were just drinking on the streets and
Yeah.
nobody cares.
Yeah, because they
Why?
can't even stop everybody.
Yeah.
Well, like in the United States, the laws are pretty relaxed about this. I can't remember what state it was. I was listening to another podcast. They were talking about it, and one of the states, the law is you can actually drink while you're driving, but as long as your blood alcohol level is below the permitted limit of like 0.08 or whatever it is.
That's
nice,
intense.
Man. A nice beer driving down the street, like...
Yeah, like in some states they have like drive-through like daiquiri bars.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought that was just Europe, where it was much more relaxed. You can drink in the streets and just
No.
drink.
Yeah, I don't know. I know there is some states in the States that do have those laws where you can drink on the street, which is what they should do here. It's ridiculous. You can't just walk down the street with a beer.
You're thinking
But-
like Louisiana, like a place like that?
Maybe. I don't know. I think Nevada is one of them. Like Las Vegas.
Sure.
Oh,
You can-
probably.
It could just be Las Vegas.
Yeah.
For some reason, I think Florida. I don't know why. Man, maybe.
Florida man.
Actually, I
Florida,
think,
man.
yeah, when I went to Miami, I saw people drinking in the streets.
Yeah, I think Florida is one of them too. Okay, well, since you use that, I'm gonna take a different one. Since I'm a smoker,
Yeah.
it'd be smoking on patios. They just abolished that like a couple of years ago.
You bring it back?
Yeah, I'd bring it back.
If you could smoke weed on patios too, I'd be about that. Yeah.
That too. Not all of us are into the wacky tobacco, but
The devil's lettuce.
the devil's lettuce. Yeah, no, I guess sure, any type of smoking on patios.
Just not cracking, like...
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Are you done with your crack rock? Your nachos are here. Yeah, hang on a moment, please.
I just put it back in my Ziploc bag.
All right. Well, that was a question to ponder. We gave you guys 2 weeks. None of the listeners wrote in.
2 weeks. Extended break.
Shaking my head. I'm a little sad.
Me too. A little bummed. But
That's all right. You guys will get
Here's
back
what
at it. Our one listener, Chris, that wrote in with this awesome email a while ago. I
Yeah.
feel like he's just stockpiling up for another great one.
I hope so, yeah.
I feel it in my bones.
Yeah.
Don't let us down.
Yeah.
I'm feeling it.
Yeah, I don't even know if he's up to date on this, to be honest with you.
You want to be like Uncle Sheldon.
No, you don't.
All right.
I'm not Sheldon.
All right, Dan. Shall we move on to I don't want to call it an article, but something that we saw that was in the news.
Yes,
That caught our fancy.
sure.
So, last week was Canada Day on July 1st, and the 4th of July, Independence Day in the United States, which is, part of the reason we took the week off, right? And a local Chinese food buffet chain here in Canada, The Mandarin, was running this Canada Day promotion where you could get like a free lunch buffet, right? And it's pretty pricey, almost like $30, $32.
Yeah, Mandarin's,
Right?
yeah,
Although
expensive.
it is tasty. I was just there on the past weekend, but they're running this promotion, and people were like kind of complaining. Well, people complain about everything nowadays,
Yeah.
but they're complaining because you needed to prove your Canadian citizenship
To get the free lunch.
to get the free lunch.
Oh boy.
Apparently, it was like huge lines. Like people were like waiting like 8 a.m. around the block.
Yeah,
It's like
that's
really to
insane.
save $30.
Yeah. So how do you feel about it?
So people were complaining. I'm like, okay, I could see the complaints because Canada's like, oh, multicultural country, blah blah blah, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, you don't get the free lunch because you're not a Canadian citizen. It's like, nah. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. They got to limit it somehow, I guess.
Yeah, and like they're giving something away for free. Like beggars
That's
can't be
exactly
choosers
it.
kind of thing, right?
It's
Like
a private business.
yeah, they can do what they want. You know what? I'm surprised there was this much backlash. Like considering it's the Mandarin, which is like a Chinese food restaurant.
Yeah.
If it was like, Uncle Bob's Country Buffet and they did this, I could see there being a lot more outrage, right? 'Cause,
Yeah.
Racist white guy doing it, like...
That goes back to your limit, point. Like, how do you even prove that you're Canadian citizenship? It's either your
I think
birth
they-
certificate, or
Passport, yeah, I think that's what they
or,
asked for, yeah.
So yeah, you have to limit it somehow.
Yeah, you kind of have to, like...
It just sucks in those places like Brampton or like Mississauga where they're like it's much more like ethnic and like multicultural.
I think that was like the biggest issue. Yeah, I think that was like the biggest issue in general. Was probably those
Well,
areas.
I actually found out about this because one of the guys I work with, he's from Korea, and he's been here in Canada for, I think, 4 or 5 years now, and he's not a Canadian citizen yet, and he sent me the link to this news story, and he's like, oh, you can get the free meal, but I can't, with like a sad emoji. I'm like, oh, sorry, man.
Yeah, I saw this a couple weeks ago. I saw it come up and people were going nuts about it, but I don't know. It's a private business. The fact that they're giving stuff away for free,
Yeah.
you should just be happy about.
Well, I'll have you know,
Like-
we've never had anybody guest on the ScruffCast who isn't a Canadian citizen.
That is also
So
true.
we also follow this policy.
We're all Canadian citizens, yeah. So
If my
we
Korean
could get the free Mandarin. Yeah.
if my Korean friend at work was like, "Hey, can I come on your podcast?" I'd be like, "No, you're not allowed.
No, sorry.
Not
Only-
until you become
only
Canadian citizen. I'm
citizens
sorry.
allowed on the ScruffCast.
I'm sorry. It's just the rules.
It's the rules of the
I didn't make
podcast.
the rules. I did.
It's our
I'm part of
podcast.
the
We
owner of
do
the
it all,
podcast.
yeah.
So, all right. Well, unsurprisingly, we all agreed on that one.
Yeah.
Nothing really spicy. But you want to get some spiciness? Well, actually, hang on. No, I want to transition into a similar topic first. What are your thoughts on Canada Day and like 4th of July, just in general?
I don't know. I work the whole time, so for me it doesn't matter. It's just
That's
another
true.
day.
The
I
boutique
have to
farmers
work.
market
The
never
boutique
closes.
Never closes. Yeah, I don't know. You're just celebrating it. Like, how excited do I get about it?
Just
Not
what
nearly
are
as
your
excited
thoughts?
as the Americans. They take like a week off.
Well, you know what? Because I feel like no matter how many years go by, it's like always falling on a Thursday, so they always get that like chunk of the weekend.
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
This year's was on a Monday, which was, I guess, pretty, annoying, I guess.
For us, for
Yeah.
us it was a Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. So
Wasn't
it's like
bad.
a perfect long weekend, kind of.
Yeah.
You always get a day anyway, so it doesn't matter. But
Yeah, next year's going to be on Wednesday because of leap year.
Oh, yeah.
Goddamn leap year.
so interesting. I don't know. Like, how do you feel about the fireworks?
Well, they're all right. You know what I don't like? When the holiday's on Monday, right, or long weekend, it's on Sunday, and you start hearing fireworks on Friday.
Yeah, get lost.
Bitch,
You know?
back up. It's Friday. Hang
Complain
on.
about the fireworks on Monday. Never mind.
No, like,
you gotta work on Tuesday.
well, no, I'll let that go, right? That's fine.
Bitch, I
whatever,
gotta
it's a
work in the
holiday.
morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
But
you know what?
when you got to go on the day before or day after?
We're at Anna's friend's house
Yeah.
on Canada Day. And we were just hanging out in her backyard. We were playing some like board games and stuff. And Leo was sleeping in the stroller outside too. And then like people were launching off fireworks like all around her street. It was like everybody was launching fireworks off. And we're like trying to talk to each other. And we can't even hear each other, right? Bam, 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 all these fireworks going off.
It's like Vietnam.
God damn it, this is annoying. Like, it was the first time in my life I've been like annoyed by the fireworks.
Well, I actually read that it's the day of the year the most pets are lost. Because like they get
'Cause they
scared and
just
run
lose
away.
their shit
And then I
and
saw someone I'm friends with on Facebook actually posted their dog got scared by the fireworks and ran away. And I'm like, oh man, that sucks.
That does suck, yeah, but you know.
It was out in Fredericton though, so like
Doesn't that go to
the dog can't run that far.
Doesn't that go to your
Who?
fraud point, though?
No, just somebody I went to high school with.
Oh, you
Just
know
ran
someone
into-
else in Fredericton?
Oh, apparently
second person?
they moved there. Why? I don't know. Maybe
Maybe
they
they know Anthony.
maybe they're crackhead boo boo these days.
It's true.
Well,
Yeah.
You would think that people would like not lock up their dogs, but like prepare for that, right?
Yeah,
I guess, but
I know. It is kind of because most dogs are like freaked out. And, like my parents' dog now, our old dog, like he's not afraid of fireworks at all. Like it doesn't faze him, doesn't bother him. But our old dog was like super scared. But she would just go down to the basement and like hide under my mom's desk. That's what she would do. She wouldn't like run away or anything, right? But like our dog now, he'll like. There was one time he was just like sitting out in the backyard, sitting on the step, just like staring up at the sky as the fire's going off, just like looking at him. So it phases some dogs, and
well,
I think it phases most dogs.
it would be a little spooky.
Depends how hyper your
Your
dog
dog.
is too, right?
Yeah. Just some dogs really freaks out. I guess I don't know, like loud bangs and stuff. It's like all dogs have PTSD or something, you know?
The vacuum cleaner. It's like I'm not trying to suck you up with the vacuum.
Yeah, what is that? Yeah, they're like freaked out. Like it's always a vacuum cleaner.
But like think about it this way, right? So like think of how big a vacuum cleaner is compared to the average dog.
Yeah.
Now imagine a machine that big compared to you. You're like, ah. And then
It's kinda- I guess I'd be a little scared, too.
What happens when the dog barks? You push the vacuum towards it, of course. Right? So like, yeah, I'd be scared too.
I get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's just like, but like in the States, like they're crazy about Independence Day. It's
Well, they're
insane.
much more
Like
patriotic than the average Canadian is.
for
right?
sure.
So-
Yeah, for sure.
Especially those southern states. Holy crap.
Yeah, I think that's like something we talked about before. It's like if someone says to you like, "Oh, what's your background?" What would you say? Like, "Oh, what are you?" Would you say Canadian?
No. Not
Yeah.
At all.
It's not the first thing you think of, right?
Yeah.
I'm here, but like if you go to the States, what are you? I'm American.
Yeah.
That's what they'll say, right? Like they're nothing else. They're American. And again, like the country's been around for a lot longer, so like they're
Only like another 90
like
years.
their immigrants aren't as new as like ours are. Like yeah, I know your parents were born in Portugal. My dad was born in Portugal, and then moved here like in the 60s or 70s, whatever it was,
Yeah.
right?
Pretty much.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, your parents weren't born here.
No.
You know, so it's like where I think in the States it's like the generations like it's a lot further back. So maybe
That's
like
fair. Maybe-
let's say 100 years from now, maybe everybody's saying, "Oh, I'm Canadian. I'm Canadian," right? Because immigration kind of falls off, and then there's people that just been living here longer, right?
I
So you
guess
get
so.
like 3, 4, like your grandparents. Grandparents of kids will be born in Canada.
I think it's also the way that Americans just drill like America into like people's heads, especially with like the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah.
It's much more different than like your average national anthem, right?
For sure.
You go to like a Walmart parking lot there, they got like a giant ass like American flag in case you forgot you went across the border.
And then what do they have? They have the Star Spangled Banner, but then they also have, is it God Bless America?
Yeah.
It's almost like they have 2 anthems.
You know what I gotta say? Canadian national anthem, way better than the U.S. national anthem.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on board.
Not that like I'm a super fan
Except
of the
for when
Canadian
they
one
changed
either.
it to the we.
Yeah, we talked about. No, it was in
No, what-
all
what-
of us.
All of us, man.
Yeah. Instead of
And-
our sons or whatever.
Yeah, over. Get that garbage out.
It's so stupid. And you know what? If you go for the citizenship test, do you actually have to like sing the anthem? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, you do,
They
right?
do it at the end of the ceremony, I think. Because
Jesus.
I had an old boss that did it, and she had to like stand up and like put that arm over the heart
Wow.
and sing it. So
That's a little culty for my liking.
Yeah, you want to
that's exactly
sing
how the
our
US is,
song?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But
Especially with the military too. Like holy crap.
and that's like the whole thing with the flag. Like when the football players were like putting a knee down and stuff like that.
Yeah. People are like, stand for the flag.
They were doing it for like social injustice, right? Like,
Yeah.
but people are like, "Oh, it's military. It's military." But they're like, "Oh, but that's
Well,
not why we're doing it. We're not
'cause-
doing it because of the military. We
Yeah.
respect the military. We're doing it because of this, like police brutality and whatnot, right?"
Well, apparently the United States military actually pays the NFL, like for like singing the anthem and doing all that.
What?
And you know how they do like military shoutouts, like like I've seen it
They
before.
have to pay for that.
They pay them to do it.
Like they pay the NFL to do that.
Yeah.
It should just be something they do out of the kindness of their hearts.
Really, but we've talked before. You said they should just do no anthems at all.
No, wait. What are you talking about then?
I read before that they paid for them to do the anthem.
Who pays? Like the government pays?
Yeah, the army.
The army specifically pays to have the anthem played at
Yeah.
national sports games. Oh, that's weird. I thought you were talking about, how sometimes they bring out like,
Oh, I'm
so-and-so
sure,
from
I'm
the
sure they
armed
pay
forces.
for that too. Yeah, I've seen it before. Like he served
they
a
should
tour in
have paid
Iraq.
for
Blah
that.
blah
I
blah.
didn't know
Yeah.
that they paid for that. I thought that was just a ritual.
Dude,
That's
maybe
what I thought too.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just making shit up. We
you
don't
might be.
we don't do research on the podcast.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure I read that one time.
I'm 100% against anthems at sporting events.
Yeah, it's dumb. Unless
I'm
unless
against
it's
it
the
because,
Olympic.
like, unless
if
it's
an
Olympic,
international
country
event.
versus international,
Yeah.
country versus country, then have the anthems.
Yeah.
If the Toronto Raptors are playing the Washington Wizards, why the hell do I got to hear the anthems of the two countries? It's two cities playing each other.
Exactly.
Like, if the cities had anthems, fine, you could play
I watch
those.
a lot
But
of
like,
soccer and they don't do the anthems.
No,
it's like well, for the Champions League, they have a Champions League specific anthem, but like,
okay, yeah.
there's history in that and all that.
But it's like a league anthem.
it's
It's
a-
not,
it's
which
a
is
league
fine.
anthem,
That makes
but-
sense.
See, it's cool. It's like a pump up song,
yeah,
Yeah,
but a little more old school.
yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
yeah. The anthem, I don't like that. But I don't even know how we got into this now.
I don't know. We got like a banging like intro song for our podcast. That's like our anthem.
We do.
Shout out to our friend Nathan.
Yeah, yeah. How do you, Ian? You're a listener. How do you feel about the intro to the
I like
podcast?
it. No, I really like it.
Because we believe, like,
Especially when you guys do the build up.
yeah, there's like we have like an
the top.
intro and an outro. Everything else in the middle is like whatever. But like people come for the intro and the outro.
Like, dude, like normally we just get to like talk about how great we are to ourselves. Now we get to like tell somebody else right to their face.
That's
Aren't,
great.
aren't we awesome?
I like when you
Isn't
guys
it
do
so
the,
good?
When there's like a talking point, you guys are about to say something like very savage, and then it just cuts into the song.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a great intro. I'm happy.
I feel like it's
I'm happy
Our
you
in-
let us use that song.
our
But, like
intro's-
nobody else is listening to
our
this
intro's
song.
That's
too
the
good for us.
comedian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Multi-talented. Oh yeah, you've met him before. Yeah. Yeah, we went and saw him.
Hey, I linked that intro and outro song in the description of the podcast on YouTube every week.
That's true. We do that.
So if you're listening over there, give us a thumb up.
Yeah.
Come on.
And you can tell them where to send you guys emails.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
right.
email us scruffcast@gmail.com. None of you guys did these past 2 weeks. That's fine. We'll let it go. But follow us on Twitter. I put the call out, and Oprah still has yet to respond. And it's starting to piss me off.
Yeah. Unsurprising.
And the open invitation I sent to Elon Musk a few weeks ago, he's yet to respond as well.
Because we have 3 goddamn followers. Let's get going here, people. Everybody, what does everybody use now? Instagram?
I think we're in the double digits. You know what we got to do?
Personally, yeah.
We got to
Does
become.
everybody use Instagram? We got Instagram too. So
You know
just
what?
follow that.
I think I'm just gonna start like turning our page into like a meme account. on Instagram.
Yeah,
because
do what you gotta do,
I
man.
discovered Slim Jim. Did I talk about it on the podcast already?
I don't know.
Okay.
No.
You know, I follow various meme accounts on Instagram, right? And that's where you find the freshest, the dankest memes, right?
Right. Yeah.
And I kept seeing like responses to these comments, or like, sorry, comments like as responses to these posts from this account called Slim Jim. And I'm like, what the hell's this, right? Why am I always seeing this guy? I click on the profile. Dude, it's like Slim Jim, the brand of like the meat sticks.
Oh, you told me about
Dude,
this.
there's like
yeah.
a Slim Jim like meme account. They'll post Slim Jim related memes, and they're just like all over the place in people's comments.
That's like,
what I started doing with ours.
No Name. You know,
Yeah.
like, No Name. They have a Twitter account now, at least,
We
right?
did
Really?
a case study for that too.
Really?
Work, and then Wendy's is another popular one because Wendy's when you
Dude, Wendy's is
when
savage.
you message, when you message
Yeah.
Wendy's, they like and you say something to them, they'll send something like rude back to you.
Yeah,
or something.
talk shit back to you.
You ever
That's
see
pretty
like you ever see like Arby's?
No, I didn't see Arby's.
Oh, dude, they like anytime there's like a release of like a movie or a video game or something, they'll like make a like sort of like stop motion animation with like French fries and like cardboard and stuff.
Oh wow.
Pretty cool. You know who else has like a savage Twitter account that like goes after people? Sonic the Hedgehog.
What?
But you know what? I fucking hate Sonic the Hedgehog. Just
Have
he's
you-
so
did
lame.
you
No,
see
he's
the
just so
trailer
lame.
for
I
it?
hate him.
Yeah.
It's terrible, man.
And they like
He's
reworked
just
the whole
terrible.
movie because it was so bad.
Yeah.
That's bad. That's brutal.
Like if Dane was like, "Hey John, I'm actually like a huge fan. I love Sonic the Hedgehog." Our friendship would be over.
I have no real feelings at all about Sonic the Hedgehog, to be honest with you.
Dude, he's just so
I
stupid.
don't even think I've played a Sonic
hate him.
game like ever.
Then
Ever.
you're
Not a Sega guy.
in my good graces.
Good. All right.
All right.
Moving
Speaking
on.
of good graces, let's get into somebody who's not in your good graces now.
Well, I mean, okay, so you're not a big basketball fan, John.
No.
But Ian here is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And me and Ian talk a lot about basketball, so it's perfect to have him on at this moment.
Yeah, good timing.
Because Kawhi led. Well, first off, they won the championship. We've talked about that, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
But it was a free agent period, so I was going to see if Kawhi Leonard stayed or if he left. And it turns out he left. He went to the Clippers. So he's no longer with the Raptors, which is sad.
Yeah.
Ian, how do you feel about the whole situation?
Dude, I feel like this is like real sports
You know
radio
what?
right now.
This is great. This is
I'm
what we've
not,
been
I'm
waiting
not
for.
totally mad at Kawhi because we knew what we were getting into when we signed him or traded DeRozan for him to begin with. I'm more shocked about the whole Paul George thing because like Paul George literally signed a 4-year contract a year before.
That was pretty wild. I wasn't
That's
expecting that.
insane.
I think
For Kawhi to stay that quiet and then him grab a star like that from another team.
it's pretty cool. I
recently
agree.
signed,
Yeah.
like that's pretty like savage of
Yeah.
him to do, man.
Like, the way I look at the whole situation is like, I'm bummed. Don't get me wrong. I'm bummed. Because it would have been awesome if he stayed, man.
Of course,
Kawhi
just
Leonard,
probably the
he's a
championship,
hero
won the
now, right?
MVP in the finals.
But, like, you know what? This guy never wanted to come to Toronto. That's number one. He never wanted to come. People were saying he may not even show up.
Yeah,
He showed
he
up.
was flabbergasted when he found out that
Yeah.
he was traded.
He showed up, gave everything he had, and then gave everything he had in the playoffs. Like,
They won.
Nearly single-handedly won them the thing. Obviously not, but, like, you know what I mean? He had that big shot against Philly. Like, you name it. He did so much. And then won MVP, won the championship. And he's going to run off into the sunset now to another team. I'm good with that.
It's
he
like-
came here, gave us everything
Exactly.
he had. He's like, all right, guys, I'm out.
It's
Well,
exactly.
There's nothing
it's
more
like,
I could ask for.
You can't be mad because he just did it all while he's here.
Yeah, if they got bounced in the second round, then he left, I'd be, like, maybe more salty.
Yeah,
But
it's
again,
still-
it's like you said, it's to be expected, right? You
Right.
didn't expect him to stay.
but it's kind of crazy how much he got out of this 1 year. Like when you think about all the things that revolved around him, like the fun guy and the bored guy. and that.
This is the interesting
Like,
thing.
he's been the most marketable
Yeah.
he's ever been.
His brand
Thanks
has
to
grown
Toronto. Yeah.
because of Toronto.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, when he did that interview, I'm a fun guy. You know, because of all that. Now, like, New Balance is like, you know, like he's got sure say fun guy or bored man
Yeah.
gets paid and stuff like that,
Yeah.
right? So he's like, his brand has exploded. And him as like a character, in a sense, has exploded because of him being in Toronto. So that's kind of interesting too, right? Like he, as much as we owe him, like, you know, everything he did for us, he owes the city at the same time a little bit, right? Like
Yeah.
it's a little give and take because we made him he was always a superstar, don't get me wrong, like as a player, but now as a brand, he's blown up. You know what I mean?
And to be fair, he did give the Raptors a chance, and apparently, according to reports, the Raptors did try to see a deal with Westbrook and Paul George, which
Yeah.
would have been absolutely insane. But you know what? We didn't give up like Pascal and all those guys.
Exactly,
for
yeah.
them, so I don't know.
We're trying to get like 2 sports a year, but
Yeah.
A little. You know what? The tip I give my girlfriend whenever like talking about sports or whatever, you just say, just got to keep doing what they're doing.
But
Just gotta keep
overall,
doing what they're doing.
He said he was going home, and he's gone home. And
Yeah,
that's all you can do.
I have no hate. If he comes back here, like next year, he's gonna get a standing ovation. It doesn't
Of course,
matter. Like
of course.
everybody in the city still loves him. He came here, did his thing, and left.
And
He's like a
Kevin
knight,
Danny
you
Green
know?
too,
He's like
he-
Batman.
Yeah, Danny Green too. Yeah, for sure. Like I know he kind of gets lost in the whole thing, right? But
The other guy in the trade.
the other guy in the trade, as he called himself, yeah. Which he's got a good podcast too. The
Yeah.
Green Inside the Green Room or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's a good podcast.
Oh, that's a great name for a podcast.
It is, yeah. It's Danny Green. Perfect. That's a good podcast. Everybody should go listen to that instead of this.
But still send your emails though.
Yeah, just send us emails so we have something to talk about.
Yeah,
Sick
well-
and tired of coming up with our own stuff.
You know what? Maybe we'll reach out to Kawhi. If his brain's exploding, maybe he can show us, like,
Yeah.
how can we make our brain explode?
He's a fun guy. We're fun guys. Boardman gets paid. Podcast guys don't get paid, but
No.
Dude, I would love if we could get paid to do this. I'd quit my job just like that.
I know. You talk about it every time we do this podcast. And I'm with you. Don't get me wrong. I'm on board too, but
Just gotta have a brand. Like
right, you give
John-
me
John
a
Man
stank
gets
look
paid.
right now.
No.
John Man gets paid.
John Man gets paid.
All right. Well, I think we know what time it is now.
Time for the top 5.
The best part of the podcast now, as far as I'm concerned, my favorite part
Yeah,
of the podcast.
This was a
Yes.
This is like, what have we done before? Jabroni of the week, Hero of the week, Florida Man.
Florida Man.
We've done a lot of stupid things. This one's
we've had-
sticking.
We've had different segments.
I do miss Jabroni of the week though.
But we don't have
Jabroni
the
Week's not
articles
gone
anymore.
forever. Yeah. If we talk about something, someone can still get the Jabroni.
Like, dude, if you said something stupid, I would have poof, your jabroni of the week right in the middle of the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, Jabroni? Yeah. Yeah. All right, we're going to top 5.
All right.
Our top 5 this week is top 5 movies.
Everybody has a favorite top 5 movies.
Everybody's got a top 5 movies. Now, top 5 movies is hard. This was like super difficult. John, I know you said you had 12 at one point. You had to narrow it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just listed a bunch of movies that I've enjoyed over the years, and I
This is
Okay.
very hard. This one's
cut
very,
the list
very,
down.
very hard.
Because we limit it to only one honorable mention.
I think the best part of this is going to be that I think all the movies will be very different.
Probably.
So I think
A
we
lot
all
of
have
different
different
styles.
tastes. Yeah,
we may have a little bit of overlap. So
Yeah.
the original idea for the top 5 was to sort of come up with, like, the official ScruffCast top 5 list by combining the points. But when you don't have
Sometimes
a lot
it
of overlap,
works, sometimes it doesn't,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's kind of tough.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter.
So we really just get to talk about shit we like, whether you guys...
like movies in the
like
top
it or not.
5, right?
Yeah, who knows? I don't know. We'll see what happens. All right, Johnny, you kick us off at number 5.
All right, my number 5 was originally a different movie that I turned into my honorable mention. I really struggled. A recent movie I watched in November last year. First Man.
Oh, wow.
Recent movie.
It's that good, eh?
I actually really enjoyed it with Ryan
Damn,
Gosling.
Definitely got you.
He
Big
plays
fan of Ryan Gosling.
plays the role of
Neil
what the hell's
Armstrong.
the guy's name? Neil Armstrong. Yes.
Not to be confused with Lance Armstrong.
No.
No.
One guy went to the moon, one guy rode a bike.
And he lost one of his testicles
Yeah, and lost a testicle.
And
from all the juice.
yeah, from
Yeah,
all the juices.
pretty much,
Just have
yeah.
to mention that.
First Man.
Yes.
Okay. I have yet to see that, but I want to.
Fantastic movie. And you know
Okay.
what? I think it got snubbed at the Oscars
Yeah, it
for
didn't really do
best
anything.
original score. I thought the soundtrack was awesome.
Interesting.
What did it
got
end up
snubbed.
winning, if you remember?
Something not as good. I don't
Just-
remember.
It wasn't First Man, so nobody cares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Ian, number 5.
Captain America's Civil War.
Oh, damn! I didn't even think of Marvel movies.
I thought of them, but didn't put them on my
I'm
list.
still confident. I'm still
Out of all
confident.
the Marvel movies, that one I think just the conflict between the heroes, and I thought that was really well done. And
Fantastic. I
I thought the
agree.
introduction of Spider-Man too, as a big Spider-Man fan.
Oh yeah, I love those movies.
Here's
yeah.
one of my gripes with it, though. They put him right in the trailer.
Yeah, they should
Dude,
have done that.
imagine you went to the movies and you're like,
Spider-Man
oh, I can't
shows
wait
up.
to watch this.
Yeah.
Captain America's in the movie. Is that the one where Iron Man? No, that was it?
Yeah.
What did you say? Civil
They're all
War?
in there.
Civil
Civil
War.
War. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and Iron Man was in that one. Then imagine, boom, Spider-Man comes down and be like, holy shit, you'd be
Yeah.
losing your
It'd
mind.
be pretty mind blowing. I agree.
I remember somebody
drop it.
posted the trailer into like our work chat. Like this was a couple of years ago when I was working at a different company, and someone replied and said Spider-Man, and I'm like, son of a bitch, that would have been amazing if you didn't know that. And wasn't
Yeah,
watching the
that's
movie.
true.
Yeah.
Civil War. That's good.
Doesn't take away from the movie though. Great choice, Ian.
I think,
Thank you.
but in fairness, I think Winter Soldier is probably my favorite Captain America movie.
Yeah. No, and I would.
I do love Winter Soldier too.
The whole
Oh,
reason
that's
it like Civil War edges is out is because of Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Yeah, you're a big Spider-Man guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's funny, I don't have one Marvel movie on my list. Not one.
Oh.
But I do love them. I just wasn't thinking Marvel movies at all. Funny enough, I just wasn't thinking them. Could probably fit a few in there. Whatever. It's too late. List is locked in. My number 5. The Fast and the Furious 7.
Ooh.
7.
7.
Was that the official title?
Um,
Fast and Furious 7?
I think so.
Was
It's the 7th one. That's the one I'm going with,
Are
okay?
you sure it wasn't?
Now-
What was the Fate of the
Paul
Furious
Walker-
or something?
The Fate of the Furious is the 8th one. Or Furious 8, I don't know. Fast and Furious 7, yeah, it's the one where Paul Walker died halfway through filming.
Yeah.
Um,
That was sad, man.
yeah, super sad. And,
I
like,
saw this movie with you in theaters.
yeah, we did. I'm a big fan of the Fast and Furious franchise. I've watched every single one of them. I love the movies. They're fun. They're entertaining. Not going to win an Oscar.
Nothing
but-
to blog about.
Yeah, but they're just fun movies, and that's what I like about them, right? So Fast and Furious 7, that was a great one, because, you knew what you were getting into, because you knew he was already dead, and they were going to CGI him, which was crazy.
He used his brother for that, too.
Yeah, it's crazy that they even attempted to do that. And they did it pretty well, too. Like, and then you got the end scene with,
Vin Diesel.
yeah, where they have one last race together and stuff like that. It's bringing a tear to my eye right now.
That movie made me love cars, man.
Yeah, great movies.
Yeah.
So number 7 is number 5 on my list.
Okay.
There's a lot of those movies.
It's so hard to narrow it down to just 5 because the next one on my list, I'm already like, this movie's so good, it should be higher. But
No.
yet it came in at number 4 because the movie's ahead of it. Christopher Nolan's Interstellar.
Interstellar.
Fantastic movie.
Great one.
Rarely are there movies where I'm like, I'm excited, I can't wait for this movie to come out, want to go to the theater, watch this movie. This movie was right up there.
I saw that movie in IMAX, like the proper
Oh,
IMAX
that would be
screen
even
that
better.
goes underneath. It was insane.
It's hard to even describe what this movie's about.
Like, shot movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was confusing as hell. That was my only gripe.
Yeah,
with it.
Christopher
Like,
Nolan.
by the end of it, like when they go into when he goes into the black hole,
Yeah.
and he's like in the fifth
Spoilers.
dimension. I was like, what in God's name is going on right now? Yeah, this movie came out like 3 or 4 years ago.
It did. It's fantastic
spoil it
though.
right now.
So the basic premise is Matthew McConaughey is like going out into space. They're trying to like find other planets because like Earth is just like beaten to shit with like dust and stuff. And it's like a long journey, right? So you kind of go into cryo sleep. So he's got to leave his family behind and stuff. Fantastic movie.
No, they use a wormhole.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, they use a wormhole. Did you even watch the movie?
Dude, it's so long. I don't remember. But anyways, it's got it all. It's got the action.
No,
It's got the
okay,
science.
number 4.
Tugs at your heartstrings. Number 4 on my
Fantastic.
list.
There's one very, very tough scene to watch.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the last time I went to the movies and almost cried. But I'm too manly.
Of course. Ian, number 4.
Gone Girl.
Dude, I had this one on my short list. It
Interesting.
didn't make it. That's an excellent movie.
It's a good movie. Yeah.
Ben Affleck killed that role, and same
was
with
good.
Rosamund Pike.
You know what? I think the problem with Gone Girl for me is it got like hyped up like huge, and then I watched it after hearing all the hype, and it didn't live up to it for me, and the ending really bothered me.
Yeah.
Like the ending, I was like so mad about it, almost threw the whole movie off for me. I understand the point of it, like why they did, but like I was just like so mad because this girl's such a bitch.
Yeah.
The whole
It was
time they
like
just
in a
like
happy ending
sticks
and
with her.
everything,
Yeah,
and
it's like
just-
damn,
It's defeating in that.
which is good, I guess, right? Because it's not your like typical ending of a movie.
Yeah, I love when movies are unpredictable. One thing that movie does that I love when movies do is when like something has happened and you're like not quite sure, you're trying to piece it together, and then it like shows you what happened, right? And like plays the pieces together.
Oh, okay, yeah,
First
yeah.
perspective.
Yeah, I love when movies do that.
Okay, gotcha.
And also the soundtrack of the movie's killer
Yeah.
by Trent Reznor and Atticus
We're all
Ross.
about those soundtracks, sir.
Yeah, I
right.
appreciate a good movie soundtrack. All right, Dan, you're
All
number
right.
4.
My number 4, Fast and the Furious 5. I know this sounds ridiculous. These are the only 2 on the list.
This
This
top
is it.
5 is just basically all.
Pretty
Fast
much.
and
I can almost just go all Fast and Furious. I love these movies, like I said.
Oh,
Fast 5 is...
That's the first one with The Rock, right?
It's the first one with The Rock. It's the one when they're in Brazil.
Yeah, that's a good.
It's
one.
like the first true like heist movie that they do. How they kind of turn the franchise into like heist movies, and like that movie's just fun. You know, they got the whole crew together. Han's in the movie. All of a sudden, you're thinking like, "Whoa, didn't this guy die in Tokyo Drift? How is he back?"
Oh, chronologically. Yes,
Exactly,
yeah.
and they find a way to piece it all together. It's fantastic. That's like a fun movie. That's a really like fun movie. The whole heisting at the end, how they steal the safe and they trick them, just everything about it. It's just like it's good time. It's good times watching those movies. I can't get enough. I throw 6 on there. I throw 4 on there. 2 and 1 even. Not Tokyo Drift.
Can't
Tokyo
disagree with
Drift.
that.
Tokyo Drift doesn't make the top 500.
Tokyo Drift was my favorite.
Yeah, you're one of those, eh?
Well, I'll have you know.
All right, he's off the podcast forever.
I'll look through the
Bam.
top.
Jabroni. Jabroni of the week.
Oh, I
Go see Ian.
Oh man.
Well, because Little Bow Wow was in it.
I'll look through
Japanese culture. The
Yeah, Japanese culture is great. I agree with
the
you.
drifting
I like
was
them all.
cool too. You don't see that often in those types of racing films, especially
Okay.
just a drifting specific movie.
Fair.
The cars were amazing.
Like the
And
Hulk,
Eclipse.
the Hulk car.
No, I meant
Yeah.
like the Eclipse and the skylines and.
Okay, but 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're saying Tokyo Drift was better than those?
No,
Even better than one of them.
Tokyo Drift is my favorite personally, but if you're gonna come off like the best movie out of the series, I would have to say 2 and 5 are my favorites.
2 was good. Yeah.
Or sorry, the best.
Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yeah.
Great.
Ludacris.
That's a good title.
Good. Yeah. Good title. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. This first one, Ludacris was in.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Moving on.
All right. My number 3. Again, it's like, how can this not be higher in the list? I'm already putting it number 3 of like all of the movies in the world, but it just is such a good movie. It feels like it should be higher.
Yeah.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Well, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent movie.
Such a good movie. First
Cannot
off,
agree more. Yeah.
as the listeners discovered on our episode where we talked about top actors, we love Leonardo DiCaprio. And he just does such a fantastic job in this movie. And I also love movies where you get to see someone become rich. And it's even better because it's like a little bit illegal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right.
That movie's just like wild.
It's like a masterclass.
adventure, yeah.
And you know what? Nominated for 10 Oscars and didn't win a single one. And I felt like it got
mind-blowing.
snubbed. It should have won for adapted screenplay.
Yeah. Because he also should have won.
Based
for
on
Best
a
Actor.
true story, and I actually read the book a while back.
It's kind of ironic now because the guy who financed the film actually got arrested for that same kind of fraud, money laundering type of charges.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Fantastic movie.
It's like-
yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's a great one. 3 for me, The Matrix.
Oh, The Matrix.
Yeah, I think it's just such an iconic film, and like
Yeah, shout out to Keanu
everybody
Reeves.
was trying
Yeah.
to do the backwards, like dodging the bullet type of
Oh,
thing when
dude,
you
that
first
is
saw it.
true. Yeah.
Like
We were all
the
like,
action-
we're all trying to bend backwards like that. Yeah.
Yeah, the action in it was redefining because it's
That's-
like I need to learn jiu-jitsu and it's just like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and he goes, I know Kung Fu. That's what he says.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's-
sorry, I said jiu-jitsu.
What's crazy about that is like that movie was like so like powerful and strong that like they showed it in like philosophy class in school, religion.
Yeah.
They made you watch it because like it had to do with like philosophy and all that kind of stuff, right? It's pretty interesting. That is a good movie. Good thinking.
Good choice. Ian, you've had a good list so far.
Yeah, I like your list. All right, my number 3, Inception.
Yeah, oh, man.
Yeah, Inception.
I agree.
Just like a mind-blowing movie. That like, and again, Leonardo DiCaprio, my favorite actor. Christopher Nolan. It's just like,
Gordon Levitt.
yeah,
Levitt, sorry.
exactly. He's in it. Tom Hardy.
Yeah,
Oh, I love Tom Hardy.
Yeah, Tom
they're
Hardy.
an awesome duo together, Leo and Tom Hardy.
Yeah, because he did The Revenant too.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, yeah. Yeah, Inception's just like that movie's mind blowing. I don't know how they even wrote that movie. I couldn't
Nolan,
conceive
man.
that. Yeah, I know.
Same
And his
Interstellar,
brother, I think his
yeah.
brother is involved too. His brother does a lot of the writing. Jonathan Nolan. Yeah, his brother does a lot of the writing for like a lot of these movies, the Batman movies, everything.
So
yeah.
do you think, spoilers, because I guess people still haven't watched the movie, but do you think the top actually fell over or no in the end?
I do.
Yeah.
I think it fell. Yeah, I think he was in the right place.
So, Inception is like such a popular movie that it's like if you'll hear the term like if something sort of recursive or like a couple layers deep, it'll be like, oh, this Inception. It's almost like turned into like it's like
You're right.
taking a word, right?
Yeah,
Because
100%, yeah.
So for listeners, if you've never seen Inception, I don't know how. It's basically they're like performing a heist, but like in a dream, right? So they're like
It's like a dream within a dream.
They're going in a dream, and then in that dream, somebody else's dream, and it's like a couple layers deep. The movie is so good that was actually my number 2 was Inception.
Number 2.
This is one of the first times I vividly remember seeing a trailer for a movie. And I'm not really about movie trailers,
Yeah.
but and I was like, I gotta go see that today. I
Yeah.
cannot
I can't
wait
miss it.
for
Yeah.
this movie. I remember it came out in July 2010.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wow.
dude, I was so pumped. And then it's one of those movies where you're watching it in theaters, and then the ending happens, right? And the top is like wobbling. You're like, oh, does the top fall over?
You wait
or
for it
not?
to fall. Screen goes black.
And the screen goes black. Perfect ending. And then the crowd, like in the theater, is like, ah, like you could just feel,
The tension, yeah.
the tension. They're like, just what a
It's a good
movie!
Christopher
What
Nolan credit,
a
'cause,
movie!
Like, it's a heist movie in a sense because they're trying to get information, but like
yeah, break it down. It really is just a heist movie,
yeah,
right?
it's just
But
a heist movie.
they made it so unbelievably interesting.
Also,
like-
another killer soundtrack
Yeah.
by Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My man Hans Zimmer.
Your man
Have you ever
Hans.
seen him in concert? I feel like you would enjoy that.
No, dude, I love that. I bet the tickets are expensive though.
Probably.
True.
All right, Ian.
Number
2.
2. Goodfellas.
Ooh, a man of culture.
I have never seen Goodfellas, I'm not going to lie.
Me either. I went through the top 250 like ranked movies on IMDb. Tons of these classic movies of all time, and I hadn't seen a whole bunch. So tell us, why'd you pick Goodfellas?
Goodfellas. I love Italian mob like stories, and Goodfellas is such a crazy good tale of like this guy who's not really Italian. He's like half Italian, half Irish, so he can never be made into the mob. But he's constantly surrounding himself by these guys, so they eventually accept him.
Right.
But he eventually gets. It's based off a real story too, which
I didn't know that.
to the Godfather. So I really liked how they depicted that. But the guy ends up getting addicted to coke, and then he ends up snitching. And now he died like a couple years back, but he ended up going into witness protection.
Really? Okay, I didn't even know that's what that movie's
And
about.
his wife, like when he died, his wife said something pretty awesome, which was he died pretty peacefully for a good fella.
That's funny.
Yeah. So
Yeah, none of those like iconic movies I've seen. Goodfellas, Scarface.
Me either. The
Godfather.
Godfather.
I haven't seen any of those.
Me either.
fair warning though, it's like a 3-hour movie, so if you're out
I've heard it's pretty long.
cave out
Yeah.
a certain amount of time.
You can make sure, you have the time.
Yeah.
All right, my number 2. Going with a comedy, because there's some comedies that are so good they make the top 5. This Is the End.
Dude, I thought about this movie.
Never seen it.
Oh,
Dude.
Ian, you have
So
to watch
good.
it. Like,
Yeah?
Yeah.
it is. We're gonna put it on Netflix once this is all done, just to
Yeah.
have it on there. It is by far the funniest movie I've ever watched. It's
like with
that
all those
good.
random like comedy actors, right?
Yeah, it's like James Franco, Jonah Hill, Seth Rogen, Jay Burchell or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Nate. Is his name Nate Robinson?
Yeah.
Craig Robinson.
Danny McBride.
Danny McBride.
Love
It's
Danny
like,
McBride.
they're all in it, and they play fictional versions of themselves.
Emma Watson's in it too.
She's in it too.
Right?
There's tons of people
Rihanna,
who
Aziz
came in.
Ansari, Michael Cera.
Kevin
Oh, wow.
Hart, Channing Tatum, like
Dude,
you name it.
so good.
The Backstreet Boys.
What?
Yeah, dude, Ian, this movie.
Okay, yeah.
Dude, I'm surprised you haven't watched it. It's
man.
so they play fictional versions of themselves.
Set in the future.
It's no, it's set in present day.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess
they play
so.
fictional versions of themselves, like as like actors and stuff. And like the rapture happens, and like all these people being sucked up to heaven, but like they're shitty actors and like they're bad people in a sense, and so they don't get sucked up.
Oh,
So now they're living like they have to like survive in this like post-apocalyptic like world, but like they're shitty actors. They have like no other life skills, so they like don't know how to do anything. Oh, it's so funny, like. And it deals with like the rapture, so it's like biblical too. Like it's just so good.
I'll
Like
have to check it out.
One
it's
of the-
unbelievable.
Check it out.
One of the things that I think is so clever about it makes it so good. It's set in like our universe. So like they're going into the basement to look for supplies, and he's like, "Oh, watch out! There's like my cardboard cutouts from Pineapple Express." Because it's like set in our universe where they're the actual
it's like
actors.
so good. Like
It's-
they nailed it. There's actually a scene where like because they're in the house, they can't go anywhere, and they actually make Pineapple Express 2 in the house. They like make their own Pineapple Express 2, and it's like
Is it
so
so
bad.
bored?
Yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, whoa, look at us, we're driving." But they have like a little handy cam they're making it on. Oh my god, it's like the movie's like so funny, and the ending is just like killer. Like everything's
Yeah.
so good about that
I'm
movie.
gonna have to watch it.
Yeah, by far the funniest movie I've ever watched.
If you've ever seen that GIF where it's like everybody knows your references are out of control, that's where that's from
Yeah.
as well.
Oh my god, that's such a
Alright.
good part too.
John.
Yeah.
The-
wait,
the honorable mentions,
Honorable
yes.
mentions.
Sorry,
yeah.
sorry.
Okay.
Get ahead of myself.
This was almost going to be my number 5. It was really close between this and First Man. I want to give a shout out to an animated movie, specifically a Pixar movie, Inside Out. This is probably my
okay.
favorite Disney or Pixar like animated movie.
Wow.
So if anybody's never seen it, it's about like this girl, and like her family's moving to like the other side of the country or whatever, and she doesn't have any friends over there, and she doesn't want to move. But the whole movie takes place like inside this girl's head, right? And it's like her different emotions sort of battling. So like like one character represents like anger, and one's like sadness, and I don't remember what the other ones were. I've only seen the movie one time, but I just remember like this movie touched me. I was like, what a
Yeah,
good
I
movie.
watched it. I saw it once. It was a good movie. Yeah.
Ellen played the main. Ellen DeGeneres. She played the main person, right? I think.
Oh, did she? Like one of the
you?
main the feelings, like one of the main feelings or whatever.
I don't remember. I
I
remember.
don't know.
I think the
Yeah.
girl from The Office. One of the girls from The Office played the sad character.
I don't know.
But just want to give a little honorable shout out to
Yeah, I
that.
did watch the movie. It was a solid movie. Yeah.
Really like that movie.
This is the thing. Like, we should have done a top 10 for this almost because.
Oh
we
yeah,
could
I
just
got
go
like
for
5
it.
other honorable mentions.
We can always do a top 5 movies too. Down
We
the
can.
road.
That's true.
So whatever. Ian, your honorable mention.
Starsky and Hutch.
Starsky and Hutch.
Like I
Okay.
was explaining to you guys in the
The
car,
Owen
I'm a
Wilson.
big Owen Wilson comedy fan, especially when he's with Ben Stiller. I think they bring out the best in each other.
Okay.
So Starsky and Hutch, I just love the 70s vibe to it, and like Snoop Dogg was in it, and he was hilarious.
Yeah.
And that was the one movie I saw in theaters, I think 3 times, because like it just kept, people just kept wanting to see it. And got tagged along. So
I saw it once in theaters. May have been with you actually.
Yeah,
I remember watching
we all
it
went together.
the Friday.
I was with you.
At the end of the week that
for
March
sure.
break was starting the following week.
Yeah.
We went out to watch it.
Yeah. Good movie. Yeah. Okay, my honorable mention is Drive.
I remember you loved this movie.
with
Yes.
Ryan
Never seen
Gosling.
it.
Oh, a fantastic movie. I think he says something like a combined like 30 lines in the whole movie. He's the main character, but he's like super quiet in the movie.
Wow.
And like super, yeah, it's kind of like it's like a little more artsy. The movie, the movie starts off like very kind of like slow, and then all of a sudden it hits like a point and just totally flips, and the movie's like wild and crazy.
I just thought
It's
of
like
another movie.
yeah, it's insane. Like this movie, it's like just really well written, well directed, and Ryan Gosling's amazing in it. Like he's so good.
So
Yeah, Drive.
appreciated actor. Well, I guess not now, but before.
Yeah, he's a little, but yeah, definitely. That was like one of his first roles where I was like, whoa, like
Yeah.
wow, I didn't see this coming. So yeah, it's
Good
my honorable
choice.
mention. Yeah. All right, John, number one.
All right, number one. Without a doubt, this is my favorite movie of all time. The Social Network.
Oh yeah, you do like that one.
Without a doubt, my favorite movie. I watched this movie, and I was like, "That's what I want to do. I want to become, want to get into computer science. I want to become a billionaire when I'm in my
Which you did. Well, you didn't become the billionaire.
I
but
blew past my mid-20s. Now I'm in my late 20s. I'm not a billionaire, but I have a hit podcast with one of my best buds. But this just a fantastic movie. I've seen this movie so many times. I rarely actually buy movies, but I went out and bought it on Blu-ray the day it came out. Again, another killer soundtrack by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, who also did
Trent Reznor,
Gone
right?
Girl. Yeah, from Nine Inch Nails.
I think
Yeah.
the guy who directed Gone Girl directed Social Network too.
David Fincher.
Yes.
Yeah, it got snubbed
Wow.
at the Oscars by The King's Speech. Who cares about a king who can't speak? But just a fantastic movie.
Okay.
Fantastic movie. And you know what?
Sorry, go ahead.
It has a Army Hammer is in that movie, and he plays like the Winklevoss twins. And he wasn't
Oh, is
like
that
well known. Yeah, he wasn't well known at the time,
Yeah.
so you thought it was actually a set of twins. It was CGI. They had two guys play, like he played one of the roles, and they just put his face on the other guy.
Yeah, they do that a lot.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my number one choice.
You know what? I
Understand.
watched Social Network. I did not like it.
Fair enough.
Not gonna lie, not for me.
Hey, listeners don't want us to agree on everything.
That's right.
Ha.
Ian, I'm excited to hear your number one.
So I have to give it up to one of my favorite film directors of all time, who has a movie coming out on July 26th. But my favorite.
Do you work for him?
Yeah, I know.
man.
I feel like you're on the Tonight Show giving your plug. It's coming out on July 26th. Here's a clip. Everybody, welcome him out, Jim Carrey.
Pulp Fiction.
Oh, Quentin Tarantino.
When you said the 26th, I thought that was
okay. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I do
Yeah.
want to see that movie.
Yeah.
So Pulp Fiction.
Pulp
Again,
Fiction.
another movie I've never seen.
I've never seen either.
Yeah.
A fantastic cast from Uma Thurman, Samuel L. Jackson, John Travolta before he went crazy. What's that guy's name? Bruce Willis. And there's so many quotable lines. I still go on YouTube sometimes and just like watch independent clips of that movie.
Right,
Just
right.
because I just love the outrageousness of it. Oh man, I'm getting excited thinking about it. But yes,
I've heard that's a good movie.
July 26th. Everybody should watch that.
Yeah, I can't wait. Leonardo DiCaprio.
It does look interesting.
Leonardo DiCaprio's in it. I'm watching it.
I will say though, if you're Quentin Tarantino, why don't you just like retire?
Because he wants to hit.
You've
10
had this
films.
excellent
Yeah,
track record. You've never made a bad movie.
I thought
You gotta get
it
it.
wasn't very good though. I thought. It was,
I actually worked on that film, like the marketing of it. It didn't,
oh, really? Eh?
What happened was Star Wars Force Awakens came out a week before
Of
Goddamn
course. Just
Disney.
crushed it. Yeah.
and demolished it in the theaters. Where it got to a point where theaters were actually kicking out the Hateful Eight for
More Star Wars.
more Star Wars. Correct.
Right.
But it
course.
didn't have it had a good critical reception, didn't it? Yeah.
Oh, it did, eh?
excellent
Okay.
movie,
I didn't know that.
100% excellent.
Yeah,
movie.
like that's his whole thing. Has this like perfect track record. He's never made like a bad movie.
Yeah.
Let
And
alone,
apparently,
like, an
Once Upon a
okay
Time in
movie.
Hollywood is
All his movies
amazing.
are good.
Like
Yeah.
that's what people were saying. Like, because it premiered at what, Cannes?
I think so.
Yeah.
So how many films is he at now? Is this his
9.
10th?
This is
This is 9, isn't it?
9. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, no, I mean I've never actually seen any of his movies, but like they're also like so different in their settings
I've
and everything.
I saw Django, which I
Yeah.
did not like. I didn't like Django. I like Leonardo DiCaprio in Django. I thought he was fantastic. I'm not a big Jamie Foxx fan. I think that's what threw me off. I don't think he's a very good actor.
I don't like Jamie Foxx either.
I don't know why. I don't like him.
He was
I
a
like.
terrible Spider-Man villain. I can say that.
Yeah, like that's another thing, right? Like I don't like him.
Yeah, he was like a janitor, and then he just leaves one scene, and then he comes back 2 scenes later. I'm the Shocker now.
Yeah, whatever.
Come on, Spider-Man.
All right, my number one. You've already mentioned it, John. The Wolf of Wall Street. Number 1, baby. The best movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, I saw it in theaters.
I saw it in theaters.
I saw it Boxing Day, and nobody else could come. So me and Kaylon went, actually, to go watch it. We saw it in theaters on Boxing Day. It was like 3.5 hours. The best movie I've ever seen. I love it. Can't get enough.
I wonder, because Kayla works in business, right? I wonder if he understood it, like, a little bit better. Like,
I think-
odd aspects
I'm trying
of
to
it.
think. Back then, he might still have been in school.
Yeah, but this has to do with like trading stocks and stuff. This is one
Yeah.
of the stock trading
He
industry.
works on Excel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't have Excel back then. It was like
Not to take anything away
1980s.
from him. He's a
Yeah,
smart
yeah.
guy. But
It's reminding me of that. I have another honorable mention, but never.
Wait, dude, we got too many honorable
yeah,
mentions.
I got 500.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude,
Yeah, Wolf
just
of Wall Street just
such a good movie.
Yeah.
can't get enough of it.
It
I
was
love that
excellent.
movie.
Margot Robbie, that's when she, like, broke out, too.
Yeah, that's when you get to see her boobs.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
She broke those out as well.
It's the movie
Just
that
saying.
has the most uses of the F word all time.
Yeah, it's like 300 and something, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, something
Goodfellas
insane.
actually had the record before that, too.
And then, this
Yeah.
broke
Well, it helps
yeah.
that this movie's like 3 hours long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's long. But just like the Quaalude scene. When he's,
Oh,
he's
just
like at the
fantastic.
country club and he's trying to like get his way back home. He's like he's in his Lamborghini and he thinks he made it home unscathed and then like goes back and she knows he just like crashes into everything. Oh, such a good movie. And Leonardo DiCaprio played like something so different from what I've ever seen him play too.
Yeah.
Like he plays this like wild, crazy guy, which was awesome.
He was like that in The Great Gatsby, too, I think.
He was a little more, yeah.
Yeah.
I did watch Great Gatsby. I only saw it once, but
I actually read
book.
that
yeah, the movie was okay. The movie was a little odd.
that one I never saw.
It was okay. Tobey Maguire was in it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still a little bitch.
Yeah.
I read that Jonah Hill actually worked for like the minimum amount you can get paid
Just to be on
like
the
a film
movie.
of this scale, is
Yeah.
like somebody in the union, just to be in the film. 'Cause he
Yeah,
wanted
I
to work
heard
with Martin
that. And he won an
Scorsese.
Oscar because of it. Did he win?
Hey,
Did he win the Oscar?
Not sure.
was that or was that Moneyball?
No, he won Moneyball. I think he won for
Yeah.
Moneyball. I think he was nominated for Wolf of Wall Street, but he won for Moneyball.
I think
Kind of
so.
cool guy who can do both, like a serious role and also a
Comedic.
yeah.
Yeah, he's great in that movie
What's,
too.
I don't know if you guys have heard of the movie. I think it's called True Story, and it came out like after This Is the End, a little bit
This
after.
one where he's like a writer or something.
Yeah, it's with James Franco and Jonah Hill, but it's a serious movie.
I do know
And so
this one.
James Franco has been accused of like murdering his family,
Yeah.
but he's claiming he didn't do it. And so Jonah Hill's like a journalist, so he goes and like does an interview. So like the whole movie's them sitting down across from each other, and like James Franco's telling them a story. So it's like so weird to see them in that role where they're not. It's not a comedy, right? It's like a
Yeah.
serious movie all of a sudden. So yeah, it's just the movie was okay. It wasn't fantastic, but it was just like so different from what they've done together before.
All right.
That's it.
Shall I recap over the list for the listeners?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
So there wasn't much crossover. Wolf of Wall Street ended up being the total number one with 8 points, and Inception was close behind with 7 points. And then all the rest, there was no crossover at all. So my top 5, I had First Man, Interstellar, Wolf of Wall Street, Inception, The Social Network. Honorable mention was Inside Out. Ian, you had Captain America: Civil War, Gone Girl, The Matrix, Goodfellas, Pulp Fiction, and your honorable mention was Starsky and Hutch. Dan, you had Fast and Furious 7, Fast and Furious 5, Inception, This Is the End, Wolf of Wall Street, and your honorable mention was Drive.
Yeah,
And that's the list.
that is the top 5 for this week.
That was a good one.
That was a really good one.
Yeah, so let us know
At
your
least,
top 5
it was
movies.
fun for us.
Yeah, it was.
I had a good time.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are enjoying it out
Takeaways
there.
from that too.
Yeah.
Some good movies to watch.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so email us in your top 5. Give us suggestions for top 5 you want to hear. And let us know your top 5 movies. We'll read them out.
Yeah, we have a little bit of a list going for potential top 5 ideas, but,
We're always welcome from
I'm sure that'll run out. Throw
That's right.
throw us your ideas.
We
At
want to hear your
ScruffCast-
ideas too, yeah.
ScruffCast@gmail.com.
That's it. All right. Another episode come and gone. Ian, thank you for being on the
having me
show.
on, man.
It was a pleasure. You did
How-
great.
How was it to,
It's
go,
different.
go on the other side of the
It's different. Oh,
Yeah.
other side of the
Now you can
show?
go on Spotify or iTunes or any of your podcast services.
You know what,
You can
though?
listen to yourself back.
Apple's actually killing off iTunes. They split it into a bunch of different apps now.
Oh, so do we not have?
No, we do.
we
You
not
got to
on
go
it?
into the podcast app.
Ah, okay. That's cool.
And leave us
Like,
leave us a
go
review.
to Apple Music or something.
No, they split it out. Bunch of jabronis.
heard they were, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so you got to get in there, follow us, tell your friends. I know you have friends. Ian, do you have friends?
I do have friends. Yeah.
Prototypical listener right there. So you guys have friends too. I know it. So tell them about the ScruffCast.
That's right.
Are you embarrassed of us?
I would be too, but still tell them anyway.
Are you spreading the good word of the ScruffCast to your friends?
Am I? No, but I can.
There
You
we
should.
go.
Yeah.
We'll
All
get you back on here.
I'll post it on Instagram.
Like,
There we go.
like a Jehovah
I
Witness.
like that.
We need
Yeah,
you,
like a Jehovah Witness.
Yeah. Or like
Go door to door.
Door to door.
Yeah, we need
Have
you
you
like
heard the good word of the ScruffCast?
exactly.
Save your soul. Listen to the cast. All right. I think that's it then. Wrap it up.
That'll do it.
All right. So we will be back next week. The week after, probably not going to...
Probably not. We're going on
Going on our golf trip. Yearly
the
golf trip.
4th annual ScruffCast golf
That's
trip.
right.
It's not really a ScruffCast golf trip, but we just both go.
We both go, so that's the ScruffCast. Unless Ian just
Yeah.
wants to come into your basement and... Or sorry, into the studio. Sorry. And do it himself. Maybe him and Kalon could take over from...
Oh, jeez.
that'd
Listeners,
be-
look forward to that one.
Hey, no,
You've done a great job,
Ian.
Ian.
I think we can kill it. Don't worry. We get more fans than Shine. And
They started a rival podcast?
Yeah, we come back and
Think
it's
you
like...
bastards.
No one,
We made you!
no beards.
The clean cast.
Clean class, yeah. That's
All right.
better name.
All right. That's it then. That's the end of episode 60. Thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll catch you next week.
Got me like, oh, as I'm watching her go, all I'm thinking is, oh, damn, that bad thing. I can tell you're really good at distracting.
You know what? I fucking hate Sonic the Hedgehog.